It's time for the Sport Corner Siam Hockey League news. Welcome to the second season of the Sport Corner Siam Hockey League. This show is brought to you by Big Chili Magazine, where in their latest issue, the feature article is The Father of Our Nation, which is a touching article about His Majesty King Bhumibol Adulyadej, where they talked about the things His Majesty did for Thailand before his passing a year ago. On Sunday, October 22nd, the draft of the second season was held at our platinum sponsor, the Sport Corner. John Shiknovsky, the president of the league, recapped the first season. He talked about how the first season exceeded our expectations in so many different ways, in particular how overall competitive the season was for all four teams. He talked about the positive buzz that all of us heard from people inside and outside the league. He also talked about how Johnny Oduya from the Ottawa Senators in the NHL is an ambassador for the league and how he sponsored a scholarship for one young Thai player to play in the SHL this season. Next, he talked about how impressed he was with our social media presence and how we plan on increasing it this next season. And lastly, he thanked everybody for their support during the trials and tribulations throughout the first season, with losing the Thai national team players for most of the season. Next, he talked about our plans for the next season. First, he talked about our sponsors and how Sport Corner became a platinum sponsor. He also talked about losing Hooters Nana as a gold sponsor, but gaining Hertz Rental Car and Expedia for two team sponsors. Rolling Stone Pizza is back for a second year as a silver sponsor, and KCG Corporation moved up from a bronze sponsor to a silver sponsor, and they're getting water bottles for all the players and water filling stations throughout the rink. True Hockey has also come on board, giving the SHL players a 15% discount on their hockey equipment orders and offering free shipping, as well as coming out in November to fit players that want skates. For bronze sponsors, Coney Cranes, Rev Runner, The Pro Shop, and House Number 3 are back for a second season. The addition of Big Chili Magazine as a bronze sponsor for the Sport Corner Siam Hockey League news. Next, he talked about our two new teams to replace Hooters Nana and the Sport Corner, and those are Expedia and Hertz. Third, John talked about how sadly we don't have enough positions for all the players who signed up to play full-time. Although we had more interest in the subs and full-time players, we didn't have enough full-time players to make a fifth team. But our plan in the future is to have more teams and more divisions. Lastly, he talked about our partnership with the Thailand national team with its players and coaches this year. For our Johnny Oduya 2017-2018 scholarship, we had three candidates this year: Wanchalom Dan Payap, Kanpasit Kanchitikorn, and Chayotapon Kolrat. The winner was Chayotapon First Kolrat, where Johnny Oduya will pay his fees for playing during the Siam Hockey League season. Now, to the teams. For our captains this year, we have Patrick Lundback back as the captain for the Aware, and we have Brad Wilson back for the captain of the Sukhumvit Spitfires. Mike Wilson is back as a captain, but this time for Expedia, and Justin St. Denis is also back, this time as a captain for Hertz. John also talked about how each team kept a core number of players, then they also talked about player trades, and then the players that were drafted for each team. And now, on to the games. On November 12th, at 8:30, we have Expedia facing off against Hertz. Expedia, being last season's SHL Cup champions, the Sport Corner Titanium, they bring a strong core of players into this game with players like the league's top 2 points players, John Shiknovsky, who had 31 points, and Mike Wilson, who had 27. They also kept their strong defensemen, Yari Edikanen and Remo Nefanegar. To go along with this, they also traded to get last year's top goaltender in Yves Gaboreau. They also traded to get a strong forward in La Chamnan Ratanakol. Expedia also picked up Rob Taylor, the most significant substitute player from last season in the draft this year, as well as picking up Yohani Iaz in defense. The most important thing for Expedia to do is to see how long it will take for them to pull these powerhouses together as a team. If they can do this in the first game, they'll be the team to watch this season. Hertz, being last season's second-place team in the finals, they would appear to be poised to do big things. They kept their power defensemen from last season in Andy Bryan and Mu Tang Sakul. They also kept their power forwards with Captain Justin St. Denis and Sebastian Ranger. They also acquired a couple power forwards from the Aware in Brandon Vick and Bill Bredesen, as well as trading for the goaltender to get Lance Parker between the pipes. In the draft, they picked up fresh players in Carly Hill, who comes from the Canadian Women's Hockey League, where she played for Les Canadiens Montreal, where she played 18 games, putting together 10 points and 16 minutes in penalties. They also acquired the Swiss player Mike Triaca, who has a great vision on the ice. If Hertz can bring all these talents together quickly in this one, this will be a game that comes down to goaltenders. In Game 2, at 9:30, we have the Sukhumvit Spitfires going head-to-head against the Aware. The Spitfires lost the Johnny Oduya MVP Cup winner last season in Donnie Kerfoot as he went back to Canada, but they also kept most of their key players. Where they kept on defense was Captain Brad Wilson and Adrian Myers, and playing up front they kept Scott Murray, Dave McBurney, Ernesto Bauer, Harrison Otstemelt, Jason Bitter, and Pim Jara Tuwitiprida. They also traded with Hertz to get forward Michael White, the Thai national team goaltender Dream Unkal Patanuk, and two defensemen, Tommy Hakkinen and Gary Cosby. They also traded with Expedia to get forward Tan Limpapet and defenseman Ith Vatan Panyakal, to leave them with one draft pick, which they used to pick up Richie Jeravanan, who came out of retirement just to join the second season of the Siam Hockey League. If the Spitfires can smoothly work these players into their lines, I expect them to do well against the Aware. And for the Aware, the core players that they kept were on defense, their captain, Patrick Lumbeck, Yin Tana Krokriat, and Christian Olofsson. And up front, they kept Devin Michael and Corey Day. They traded with Expedia to get Gabor Toth between the pipes and the playoff MVP, Joni Heinonen, as well as trading with the Sukhumvit Spitfires to get David Bohr. In the draft, they got Pu Suachirat, Mankor Sukwibun, Ali Mois, Ryan Yaden, and subs turned full-time Darius Kanatopets and Nikki Sukpanichacharan. Aware like Expedia and Hertz need to fit these new players into their lineup, but if they can make it work in the first game, they should give the Spitfires a run for their money. These look to be some great games, which could lead to some great rivalries between the two new teams, Hertz and Expedia, as well as the two old teams, Sukhumvit Spitfires and the Aware. They should be a lot of fun to watch, and if you remember last season's opening games, these two games have a lot to live up to. So I'll see you at the rink.
The opposite was very strong. I was good.
The Sport Corner's Siam Hockey League is brought to you by Big Chili Magazine, the best-read expat lifestyle and news magazine in Thailand. It covers interesting issues in Bangkok and the region while bringing its readers engaging stories and various exclusive interviews, food reviews, and more. You can find Big Chili in bookstores or online at www.thebigchili.com.